They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but tonight on SmackDown, it was served at a boiling point in front of thousands of screaming fans. Welcome back to Wrestling Apocalypse, the front lines of the squared circle where the drama never sleeps and the grudges never die. Tonight, we aren't just talking about a return, we are talking about a spiritual haunting. For 8 long, agonizing weeks, the women's heavyweight division has felt like a kingdom without its queen. Ever since Raquel Rodriguez used a steel chair to dismantle Stephanie Vaquer, leaving the champion in a heap of broken dreams and bruised ribs, the big chingona has walked around like she owns the place. She thought she had ended the era of La Primera. She thought she had buried the threat. But tonight, Raquel learned the hardest lesson in professional wrestling: you can't bury a shadow. The atmosphere tonight was thick with tension from the opening pyro. Raquel Rodriguez marched to the ring for her scheduled #1 contenders match against Lyra Valkyria, looking more confident than we've ever seen her. She was smiling, flexing that power, and mocking the fans who were chanting for Stephanie. To Raquel, Vaquer was a memory. She was a footnote in the history books that Raquel was busy rewriting. The match itself was a display of pure, unadulterated bullying. Raquel wasn't just trying to win, she was trying to send a message to the entire locker room that strength is the only currency that matters in 2026. She had Lyra in a terrifying bear hug, literally squeezing the life out of the Irish star, while looking directly into the hard cam as if to say, "Look at me now." But then, the air in the arena shifted. It wasn't the lights going out that's too predictable. It was the sound. A low, rhythmic drumming began to echo through the PA system, mimicking a heartbeat. Raquel stopped. She dropped Lyra like a sack of stones. The smile didn't just fade, it evaporated. She looked toward the entrance ramp, but there was nothing. No music. No smoke. Just that heartbeat. The fans were on their feet, the Stephanie chant starting as a whisper and growing into a deafening roar that shook the very foundation of the building. Raquel was screaming at the referee, demanding to know what was going on, her eyes darting around like a cornered animal. Michael Cole was on commentary, losing his mind, shouting, "Is it her? Could it really be?" while Corey Graves was trying to tell Raquel to keep her head in the game. But how do you focus on a match when the ghost of the woman you tried to career end is beating a drum in your head? Lyra Valkyria, sensing the opening, tried to roll Raquel up, but Raquel's instinct took over. She kicked out and delivered a devastating lariat that nearly turned Lyra inside out. Raquel climbed the turnbuckle, looking to finish it with a diving splash, but as she reached the top, the heartbeat stopped. Silence. Absolute, terrifying silence. Then, the Jumbotron flickered to life. It wasn't a promo. It wasn't a flashy video package. It was a live feed from the rafters. And there she was. Stephanie Vaquer. She wasn't wearing her gear, she was dressed in all black, looking down at the ring like a gargoyle guarding a cathedral. She didn't say a word. She just held up a single finger, the #1. And then, she pointed directly at Raquel's feet. The distraction was all it took. Raquel was so mesmerized by the image of the woman she thought she'd broken that she didn't see Lyra Valkyria rising like a phoenix behind her. Lyra didn't just hit a move, she hit the crescent kick with the force of 1,000 vengeful spirits. Raquel tumbled off the top rope, crashing into the center of the ring. Lyra ascended, delivered the Nightwing splash, and the referee's hand hit the mat. 1, 2, 3. Raquel Rodriguez, the woman who was supposed to be the next champion, just lost the biggest match of her year because of a shadow in the rafters. The crowd erupted into a state of pure delirium. Lyra escaped the ring, celebrating her massive upset, but nobody was looking at her. Every eye in that arena was fixed on the screen, and then, on the silhouette of Stephanie Vaquer standing high above the crowd. This is cinematic storytelling at its finest, folks. This wasn't about a physical brawl, not yet. This was about psychological warfare. Stephanie Vaquer didn't even have to lay a finger on Raquel to take everything away from her. She cost her the title shot. She cost her the momentum. She cost her the aura of invincibility. When the cameras cut back to the ring, Raquel was on her knees, pounding the canvas in a blind rage, tears of frustration streaming down her face. She looked like a giant who had finally realized she was vulnerable. Now, let's talk about the stakes. Stephanie Vaquer never technically lost her championship in a match she was stripped due to the injury Raquel caused. That title is currently vacant, or being held by a transitional champion, but in the eyes of the WWE Universe, Stephanie is still the rightful ruler. By returning tonight and ensuring Raquel lost, she didn't just get revenge, she reset the board. She signaled that the hunt has officially begun. Backstage sources are telling us that the locker room went dead quiet when Stephanie appeared on the screen. There's a palpable sense of fear among the heels who aligned themselves with Raquel during Stephanie's absence. We've heard that Raquel stormed to the back after the show went off the air, screaming for Nick Aldis, demanding that Stephanie be arrested for harassment. But Aldis, in his typical cool fashion, reportedly just pointed to the contract and reminded Raquel that Stephanie Vaquer is officially cleared for action as of tonight. Think about the journey Stephanie has been on. 8 weeks of grueling physical therapy. 8 weeks of watching Raquel Rodriguez brag about the assault. 8 weeks of being told she might never be the same. To come back not with a flashy entrance, but with a psychological masterstroke that tells you everything you need to know about the new Stephanie Vaquer. She isn't the fighting champion who plays by the rules anymore. She's a woman who has been to the edge, looked into the abyss, and decided to bring the abyss back with her. The fan perspective on this is incredible. You go on social media, and the return is trending worldwide. People are calling it the vengeance of Vaquer. Fans are dissecting every frame of that rafter shot, looking at the intensity in her eyes. It's been a long time since we've seen a rivalry feel this personal, this gritty, and this earned. Raquel Rodriguez did the one thing you should never do to a warrior. She gave her a reason to hate. What happens when these two finally stand face to face in that ring? The physical contrast alone is a promoter's dream. The power and size of Raquel versus the technical wizardry and newfound darkness of Stephanie. But tonight proved that the advantage might have shifted. Raquel is used to being the hunter. She's used to being the one people are afraid of. Now, she's the one looking over her shoulder. She's the one hearing heartbeats in her sleep. And let's not ignore the broader implications for the division. With Stephanie back, every woman in that locker room has to recalibrate. Is Stephanie going to go straight for the vacant title, or is she going to spend the next few weeks systematically dismantling Raquel's life piece by piece? If tonight was any indication, the title is secondary. This is about pride. This is about making Raquel feel exactly what Stephanie felt when that chair wrapped around her ribs. We are heading toward a collision course that could easily headline a premium live event. Some are even saying this has the heat to be a steel cage or a last woman standing match. Whatever the stipulation, the world will be watching. Stephanie Vaquer has reclaimed her spot at the top of the mountain without even stepping foot inside the ropes, and Raquel Rodriguez is learning that you can't outrun your past when your past is a world-class athlete with a grudge. I want to hear from you, the Apocalypse faithful. Was Stephanie's return everything you hoped for? Was it right for her to cost Raquel the match, or should she have waited for a fair fight? And most importantly, who do you think walks away as the definitive women's heavyweight champion when the dust finally settles? The comments section is open, and I want to see your theories, your excitement, and your boldest predictions. Before we sign off, do us a huge favor. If you felt that heartbeat in your own chest when Stephanie appeared tonight, smash that like button. If you want to stay updated on every twist and turn of this blood feud, subscribe to Wrestling Apocalypse and hit that notification bell. We are your home for the most in-depth, high-energy wrestling coverage on YouTube. The Queen is back, the Giant is falling, and the apocalypse is just getting started. I'm your host, and remember, in this business, the only thing more dangerous than a champion is a champion with a debt to collect. We'll see you at the next ringside seat to history.